What is going on, everybody? I'm Hunter with LS Lures. Welcome back to another Tackle Talk Tuesday, where we're breaking down all the latest and greatest things that you need to know about fishing a jig so you can be more confident, catch more and bigger fish, and have a generally better experience out on the water there. But in today's video, guys, we're going to be breaking down something that I think very well could be the future of jig fishing. I think you could see the industry go this way a lot more. I'm not saying this is the future. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm just saying I think this is going to be a big player here in the coming years. So keep an eye out. We're calling it right now. You're already starting to see it around. But today we're going to be talking about how and why running a substantially thinner jig skirt can make all the difference in the world, especially in clean water where those fish really get a good look at it, and catching more and bigger fish, having a much better day out on the water, and just becoming a better angler. All right, that's why we're here. That's why we make these videos. Okay, we're trying to make you guys better. I'm trying to get better at these videos. Everybody's trying to get better here. All right, so in today's video, like I said, we're going to start off explaining this, and then we're going to show you guys A, what it is that I've got in my hand here, because this is pretty special, but B, we're going to talk about how to do it to your jigs right now so you can go out and catch more fish right now, like tomorrow. If you go out, it's going to work. But before we get into things, guys, you know the drill. Every single Tuesday, I drop a video. I drop some secret sauce. I explain something. We go over all the cool stuff and things. So if you like that and you want to be a better jig angler, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Another fun thing we do here at LS Lures, guys, for those of you who are new to the channel, new to these videos and whatnot, every single week we run a sale from Wednesday to Friday, okay? If you're watching this video right now, Tuesday night, late when this gets posted, because it's always late because I am just slammed right now thanks to you guys, we're running a dang sale every single week though, guys. And this week's sale, running from pretty much right after this video gets posted until Friday at midnight, we're doing 30% off all of our buzzbaits, okay? It's getting cold, it's getting to be winter. We've got some buzzbaits left over, guys, and I don't want to sit on them all winter. They're awesome buzzbaits, and I want to give you guys a deal. So this week's deal, 30% off all buzzbaits. That includes little buzzards, naked buzzbaits, and our full-size LS buzzbaits. Everything we've got in stock there, guys. 30% off right now. Great time to load up. Great time to buy some buzzbaits. Maybe not the best time to fish a buzzbait, but if you're into that and you want some buzzbaits, check them out on our website. Link below. And as always, if you guys don't want to miss anything, join our mailing list down below too. We send out 2 emails a week. We let you know what's going on. I'm going to quit after that. Thank you so much. But into the meat and potatoes of this video, guys, and what we're going to be talking about. It's 2025, it's about to be 2026, and it has never been easier to become a pretty dang good angler, you know? I mean, it used to be you work super hard, you grind, you try new things, you talk to your buddies, you steal their secrets, you apply that, you learn new things, and it was just a constant game of guess and check. I try this, it works, great, learn it, add it to the arsenal. I try this, it doesn't work, and you know, you try stuff and you learn and you talk to people, and that is what it is, right? You go on a forum and some guys are typing and posting about it. Now I can look up how to fish jig and 500,000 different videos will pop up ranging from 2 seconds to an hour and a half, right? Of guys on the water showing you exactly what they're using, how they're using it, where they're fishing it, whatever, right? So it's never been easier in the history of fishing, really, to learn a technique, to know exactly what you need to fish a technique, to know where you need to throw it, what you need, what the baits are, where, when, why, whatever, right? So the sport's never been better. This is so incredible for the industry. It's amazing with forward-facing sonar, no matter how you feel about it, right? It's technically never been easier to go out and catch fish, right? Use it, love it, hate it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you feel about the cheater box or any of the new technology. The biggest thing right now is the internet, and the internet has everything you could ever need, AI, whatever, to go out and learn something. Like you guys are watching this right now because you subscribed to our channel or you bumped into our channel because you like fishing a jig and you like learning new things about jigs. And I'm here to tell you guys things that I've learned so that you guys can get better, go out and apply it and catch fish on it, right? It's insane. While that's amazing for all of us as anglers, it's also made fishing extremely difficult in some places because now you've taken that average level of angler and raise the bar substantially, because now everybody knows how to throw a drop shot. They know how to throw a plug. They know how to live scope. They know how to throw a jig. They've got it all, right? So with that being said, Now we're getting into the phase of fishing where all the little tiny nitty-gritty details that you do can make absolutely all the difference in the world in separating yourself from others and showing fish something absolutely different that they haven't seen, and tricking those fish that have been like absolutely smoked in the face 15 times by minnows and jigs and crank, whatever, right? They've seen it all, they've bit it all, and they know they got to be a little bit more careful now, especially in clean water. This video is really going to be focused on clear water fishing, like clear water being any water where the fish can actually get a semi-decent look at exactly what bait you've got, right? We're not talking about throwing this in mud. This is not a muddy water technique, what we're going to be talking about, because it doesn't apply to that. If the water's dirty enough, they can't get a good look at it, they're going to eat whatever, okay? That's the one thing we've got going for some of us old school guys, where you don't have to modify it. You slap a chunk or a beaver or whatever you like on the back of your jig. You don't modify anything, and you just go flipping, and they're going to eat it, right? But for those of us fishing clean water, or any water where those fish are beat up and they can get a look at what you're throwing, I think this is going to be one of the next big things that you guys see in the jig fishing world. Now, you're already starting to see it along some Japanese brands. You're starting to see it around some smaller brands. There's a couple companies that do it. But right now, if you look on Tackle Warehouse, it doesn't matter what you Google as far as jigs go, 95% of the jigs that you see are going to look like this, okay? It's a full skirt. You know, it's 2.5 tabs, 3 tabs of skirt material there. It's got, what would that be? 2.5 tabs, that's 50 some strands, okay? 50-ish, give or take 10. Don't come after me in the comments. Whatever, we're ballparking it here, okay? But that is a full skirt. If you guys go on Tackle Warehouse or any place that you buy your jigs from, everything that you see is going to have just a full skirt. It's going to be cut standard. Some of them call it finesse cut, and they leave everything on the back, and they chop the front off, and it's got a huge cone on it, and that's great. What's not great about that is everybody who's fishing a jig right now, not everybody, but 95% of the people fishing jigs right now are fishing jigs that have a relatively full skirt, right? It still has all the same skirt material. No matter how you trim it, it still has the same number of tabs on it, okay? So with that, I think there's a lot of fish that are getting very accustomed to seeing that big skirt, okay? And one thing that I've noticed since we've came out with it there is that I can go through an area and I can fish around with this full-size jig, and I might catch 1 or 2, and then I can come through with a jig like our little Wizard, which doesn't even technically have a full tab of skirt, which means there's probably less than 20 strands of skirt on here, okay? It's less than a tab. And I will clean up house with it, okay? And so whether you want to say, hey Hunter, maybe it's because it's a finesse jig, maybe it's because of this. Well, I went out the other day with something that we're releasing very soon. Here, I went out with this sucker right here, which is what we're going to call the thin football jig. It's not going to be available on the website individually, but this is going to be available in a really awesome sneaky bundle that we're dropping, not this weekend, but the next weekend. It's called the thin football jig, and what this sucker has going for it right here is that when you hold the 2 of these up next to each other, same profile, all the things you know and love about a jig, except I haven't glued a brush guard in this one yet. This is just one I was tinkering around with. But this one looks substantially different when turned around or looked at from any angle than this one here, okay? And what that does is it gives that skirt A completely different action, and B, it shows fish something that they are not used to seeing whatsoever. And so I've been playing around with this jig quite a bit. The little Wizard has been out for a couple of years now. Honestly, they're absolutely wiped out. I'm making a ton of them tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be tomorrow. A ton of these are going to get back on the website here soon. They sell like crazy every time we drop them on there, but there is something special to be said about running a jig that does not have as much skirt material, and it's mostly because not a lot of guys do it, and there's not a ton of options for it on the market, okay? So the next step in this, I've explained to you guys why this is why it is. I've talked about how this is going to be a difference maker. The next thing we're going to do for y'all is show you how to do it on your own, okay? Because this one, like I said, you guys are going to be able to buy here in a week and a half, 2 weeks, a week and a half. You guys will be able to get your hands on this one in a week and a half as a part of a winter bundle that we're releasing. It's going to be wicked. But For those of you boys who have jigs right now of ours or have jigs of another brand, we're going to teach you how to go ahead and do this so that you can take it out. It's especially good right now in the cold water when they're eating a jig and they're really slow and they're just kind of staring at it, you know, because they're not moving very fast and you know they're there. I'm talking too much, whatever. What we're going to do is we're going to show you guys how to do this. Now, a big note with this, what I'm about to show you is really only effective with wire-tied or hand-tied skirts. If you do this with a band, you're probably going to lose a lot of your material and it might not be the best idea. They just don't hold as well. So be very cautious when you're trying this with a banded jig. And if it falls apart, buy something hand tied. But don't attack me in the comments when all your jigs fall apart because I told you to do this. I'm not telling you to do this with a banded jig. But the first step in getting any of your jigs thinned out substantially there to look like this where it's all wispy, and when that jig hits the bottom it shows your trailer really nice, it gives that trailer a good action, and this stuff right here is just kind of free floating around. It doesn't bunch up, it doesn't hinder any action, it just lets everything flow real nice. The first step here, boys, is to take your jig, find where that skirt splits, okay? Find where it splits, grab the top half there, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna cut this, not super close, but you're gonna cut it pretty dang tight with a pair of scissors right underneath of that bait keeper, basically right above the bait keeper there, so that all of that skirt material is just maybe a 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch behind that tie there. So we're gonna go ahead and cut that. So we're gonna go ahead and chop this sucker like so. And now, all of a sudden, we lose all of that meat in the middle of that jig, okay? To where, yeah, we've got a little bit of poof stuff back here. We can come in and we can trim on this, and you don't have to really worry about it going anywhere because, again, that jig's tied on there. This sucker is bulletproof. Don't even worry about it. But you can do this with any jig, okay? You can do it with flipping jigs. You can do it with football jigs, whatever, right? Wherever you're fishing, if you feel like those fish are beat up and they're getting a really good look at it, try this, okay? It gives that skirt a much different action, okay? There's not as much going on. It free flows a little bit more. And when they come up and look at it, it just isn't the same jig profile they've seen 90 times already this weekend, okay? If it's a big tournament, everyone's flipping a jig around, throw them something just a little bit different, okay? I've been playing around with it on brush pile fish and some individual fish and stuff, and it's really amazing fishing through an area with a standard jig cut, like just whatever, a Midwest flipping jig, and you fish through it all and you go, they're here. Why aren't they eating it, right? And then you come back through with a jig that is just, it looks completely different than what they're used to, and you pluck every single one of them off, right? So that's how you do it, okay? That is how you do it. Now, after this, if you want to get crazy and modify it some more, you can take some strands out of there, okay? I can come through and I can cut some individual strands and I can really thin this sucker out if I want, okay? So now I've got way less skirt material. I got some funk going on up here, right? Where I've got some little twitchy short ones. Whatever you want to do, guys, the biggest point of this is you just want to show them something a little bit different there. So boys, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you liked this, make sure you leave a like, share this with your buddies, subscribe, do all the stuff and things. Make sure you don't miss out on our buzzbait sale going on until Friday at midnight. That is 30% off everything we've got in stock right now, and I will be adding some more tomorrow. But the biggest thing in this video, guys, is that today's fishing world's changing, okay? You can still catch them on all the old school stuff, whatever people want to call it. I don't think anything's really old school if it still works, but you can still catch them on a full-size jig. If you guys are in kind of a rut, if you want to get more bites, or if you're fishing clear water, don't be afraid to try something like this, okay? Because this is a stupid easy way to take all the jigs that you know and love, modify them, get some more bites, and feel a little bit more confident, especially in this cold water. If you're fishing clear water, this just works, it just gets bit, and it shows those fish something that they're not used to seeing, guys. And in today's day and age where people are throwing fuzzy dice and squid baits and all sorts of weird stuff because fish haven't seen it and they eat it, A little modification like this to a bait that catches them all across the country can make all the difference in the world. So be sure you guys pop on over to our website, see what we've got in stock, see if there's anything you like. We're adding a lot more this week. We're just grinding nonstop right now to get you guys some baits and whatnot, pump out orders, do all this good stuff and things. Be sure to try this and let me know how you like to modify your jigs in the comments. And that is all I've got for you boys this week. So thank you again so much for watching. Tight lines, have a great week, and we will see you on Saturday for another limited drop video.